All right, here is the premise. What would happen if Germany and Japan had not only won World War II, but also took over the U.S.?
Ooh, yeah, it's a chilling premise of a new Amazon thriller, The Man in the High Castle, starring Alexa Davalos. Did I say your name right?
Davalos.
Okay. Roxy Carpadian has a hard time saying strange names.
Luke
And Luke
Kleintank.
Kleintank.
Yeah,
all right,
you're
let's take a look and then we'll talk all about it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Axis powers of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under rule, divided, with liberty and justice for none.
Evil triumphs only when good men do nothing. I'm here because I want to do the right thing.
You should be sold just by watching that.
Each episode starts with this sweet little girl sound singing Edelweiss, and then we get into this. First of all, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, now, I don't know what to do here because the spoiler world
Yes.
has screwed up everything. All right.
Yeah.
How far can we go into your story?
Well, mine probably a little bit safer.
Mine not so much.
You, because I don't know about you. I've seen 2 episodes, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I live with a lot of secrets.
All right, but let's start with you.
Okay. Juliana Crane. She's seemingly an ordinary woman living under an incredibly low ceiling, living under that level of oppression and Japanese occupied territory. And she finds herself in extraordinary circumstances, basically via this film, this tangible thing that's put in her hands and propels her into this
And prior to the
journey.
film, she's content with her life. She's just kind of like, all right, whatever. I'm just going through it.
There's not a lot of choice,
Yeah.
you know, in that world. That's all she knows, and so you keep your head down and you know, maintain composure best you can, basically.
And living on the West Coast, this would be the Japanese part of what was the United States.
Correct.
And you're very much in tune with a lot of Japanese customs, and you have become a martial arts champion, etc. Now you, I don't know about you. And I don't know how. I know.
I don't know about me.
But let me just say this: a lot of people know the book by Philip K. Dick, and it's what you call alternative fiction about what could have happened. I don't know if your characters hew to what's in the book or not, so that makes it even more interesting for me. Your guy, what can you say?
Well, my character is much different from the book. I mean, they're similar in a lot of ways, but they've adapted him very much so. What I can say about my character is he grew up under the occupation of Nazi Germany, so he's living in that kind of oppression, that side of the world. Essentially, he would be an ideal Nazi in that world. So on the West Coast, the Japanese, the whites are the second class. I would be the first class in New York City. Yeah, and you go on a journey with him across what used to be the United States.
And there are 2 things going on. One is there's a Cold War developing between the Japanese part of what was the United States and the Nazi Germany part, and there are then the personal stories as well.
Yeah.
How far can you take us?
Not very far. Too many twists and turns,
You're
right?
tempting
I can
me.
answer
You're
the
trying.
question
You're
for
trying.
you.
I'm going. Oh God. Yeah. It's. I don't even know how far we can take them. We can't really.
Don't make them get in trouble.
This is the annoying thing about binge watching.
It's a nightmare.
Nobody
I know.
knows who's seen what.
Well, it's only
No,
3
that's
days.
true.
Let me
You can
say
see
one
it
thing
all.
that stood out right away is just the lack of color on the set is just so dark, and it really paints a picture of just oppression and dreariness. And then you have these pops of color, mainly for propaganda, right? Or maybe even the white of a cigarette. And it really catches your attention. Visually, it is just so stimulating. It's just so beautifully shot.
That's a huge testament to our DPs, who are both just absolutely.
Oh, there's mood all over this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, all over this stuff.
But it's not just completely dark. I mean, there is some beauty in it as well.
There's
I haven't
incre-
gotten to those episodes
there's
yet.
incredible beauty. I'm assuming it's the Pacific Northwest and Canada that we're looking at.
Yeah, but I think in just along the lines of, you know, it's a simple life, and I think it's very relatable to the society we live in today, you know, and I think you can find a lot of correlations, and I mean you'll see further along you go into the
Right.
series, and it's not all depressing, and I don't want the audience to think,
Oh,
this,
no,
you know,
no.
but it
It
is
takes you
a hard
there.
time.
It
Yeah.
takes you. And I have to say, I didn't know much about it once I started watching it, and I thought, oh no, now another show I'm going to get obsessed with and have to make time
Sorry.
for, you know. But it's very good, and it looks so great.
How does your guy come out?
He wants to
How does your guy
he's-
come out?
He's just. He's just
I
trying
didn't hear
to.
you, Steve. Because even in the first episodes, you're duplicitous. We don't know where you're going, whether you're going to be a good guy or a
Well,
bad
you know,
guy.
I think that's most characters in the show. You don't know
Yeah.
whether or not they're good or bad. I think you're going to be rooting for people that are bad, or think you know, ones that you maybe you shouldn't.
Right.
But most of these characters are not black and white. They're interesting shades of gray.
Yeah,
All of them.
I love the twist aspect of it. You just never know where it's
Yeah.
gonna go. Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank
Season 1 of The Man in the High Castle begins streaming.
Amazon.
Oh, so people haven't seen it yet.
No, it comes
See,
out. It
That's
comes
why
out.
we couldn't tell
Now
you.
you can't
3
say
days.
anything.
Yeah, the first two episodes.
I'm sorry I said your names.
The
Thank
first
you,
two
thank you.
episodes
Okay.
are up and running now. So check it out.